Simulator games are usually pretty highly rated games, and that's because they offer endless possibilities along with many hours of gameplay. So today we're going to bring you 15 simulator games that you will love. And as a bonus treat, in the description below, there will be links to get all the games cheaper than usual, thanks to Instant Gaming. So we'll start off the simulators in a fictitious Latin America, where you get to build and run your own drug empire. Yep, this game called Cartel Tycoon makes it our duty to expand like a virus throughout the territory, wipe out rival gangs, of course, and reach the top via drug sales. But of course, a drug cartel comes with watching out for the police if you don't want to end up with a ruined empire or, well, dead. Military and political simulation is what Rebel Incorporated offers us with their game. And this political simulation game might not be what you're thinking about, because in this game, after peace has finally come to your country, you'll have to fight off the insurgency generated by the chaos. This, of course, won't be an easy task, and that means you have to make difficult decisions along the way to maintain power. Control of the country is in your hands alone. In our next game, Operator 112, the city is in chaos and they need you. You'll get to lead emergency teams to fight crime, fight natural disasters, or any natural problems that may arise. One cool detail about Operator 112 is you can play with any city, and it has very interesting mechanics, making it a pretty fun game. I'm sure you can make them work a lot better than the city you currently live in real life. If driving is your thing, the game called SnowRunner offers a unique experience loved by many. You won't find the typical racing game content here, but you will get to drive on very large maps which are full of natural disasters, all with different missions to complete, offering you total freedom in the game. The only downside to this game, in my opinion, is that it really overuses DLC, but hey, the games are all pretty cheap and people value them a lot. I don't think they would keep releasing these DLCs if people weren't buying them. Living in a submarine must be a real pain in the ass. But hey, if you get the chance to do it from home, no problem, because in Barotrauma, you get a great simulator game along with a hint of a survival game, where life can be over in just a heartbeat. Things like fires, monsters, and lots of places to explore await you in this game. What's more is you can play it with your friends, making it really fun, and one curious thing about the characters in this game is they're quite ragdolly, which adds a really good comic touch to the adventure. Also makes it a little bit less spooky. It's kind of funny seeing your guy die sometimes. The next game on the list is titled Squad, and this is one of the best modern war simulators out there. Yes, we know Arma 3 is fantastic as well, but we already know about Arma 3, and Squad does some things that Arma 3 doesn't. Squad kind of is more like a Battlefield game, but with much bigger maps and much greater realism as well, making things like focusing on teamwork essential. Another good thing about this game is even with its intense realism, it has a bit easier of a learning curve than Arma 3 does. I highly recommend this one. Pretty simple formula here for this one, but if you like trains and management, Railway Empire 2 just recently released. And the only bad thing to say about this game is it's basically just a copy of the first installment, so some people would rather just play the first one. The game, of course, allows you to create a large railroad network, with a wide variety of trains and very realistic mechanics to boot. And your job is to make everything run smoothly, of course. Farming Simulator 22 is every farmer's dream, or every gamer's farmer's dream. Who doesn't like getting to enjoy the country life without actually being out there in the sun getting beat down by it? Well, this game covers all the bases you could ask for. Agriculture, check. Livestock, check. Managing your farm the way you want to, check. Running the farm every day because it doesn't run itself? Check. One strong point about this game is the large number of machines and the freedom when playing it, making it one of the better simulators out there. Now going back to trucks, but this time we're going to be the kings of the road because this is Euro Truck Simulator 2, the most well-known and most brutal truck simulator out there. And it's not me just saying that, it has almost 500,000 extremely positive reviews on Steam. Which, excuse us for saying, is fucking crazy, really. 500,000 people want to simulate being truck drivers? Awesome. That's what this game offers you. Miles and miles of roads, lots of different trucks to use, multiplayer mode full of trolls, and endless sights to see as you drive the long roads of Europe. What else could you ask for? Well, if live creatures like animals or people are more your thing, then maybe Planet Zoo is better for you than truck simulators. In Planet Zoo, you get to manage your own zoo, of course, with lots of different species that'll have lots of different needs that you get to take care of. And of course, you need to be careful because the people who visit the zoo are also part of your job and part of the show. If no one comes, there's no money, and no money means your zoo goes bankrupt. This game, simply put, will give you hours and hours of gameplay because it offers limitless creativity. We continue on our simulator list with another one about animals, but in this case, we're not going to the zoo, rather to the grill. In the game titled The Hunter, Call of the Wild, you become a top hunter, all in a huge open world area. The realism is incredible in this game, and that has earned it over 100,000 positive reviews on Steam, making it the king of this type of game. And speaking of killing, well, killing in video games, here comes Worldbox, the ultimate god simulator, where you'll get to create your own little world full of little living beings of all different races, and you get to watch them evolve little by little until they eventually encompass everything. We gotta warn you now though, being God is very tempting, and you will have numerous very dangerous weapons at your fingertips. This and the possibility of creating your own worlds makes it a great time of a game. And I'm telling you now, don't let your finger slip in this game, or things will end badly. So we already mentioned that Arma 3 wasn't going to be included in this list because it's so well known by now, but I did have to include DayZ in this. DayZ is this post-apocalyptic adventure full of zombies that started with a bunch of problems at launch, but little by little eventually got shaped into a great game worth paying for in its current day form. And of course, I gotta recommend that if you play DayZ, you do it with some friends, because living in a world full of death is already condemning enough. Our next game, called a Totally Accurate Battle Simulator, or TABS for short, is a physics combat simulator with an immense number of troops to fight and many hours of gameplay fun. This game has a ton of campaigns, and all of the games are different. This active game already has a community with lots of troops created by players and lots of maps created by players as well. And yup, you're part of that party. Of course, you can create your own too. For us, this is a hugely recommended game. Last on our list, from the creators of Rebel Incorporated, comes an apocalyptic classic game about viruses, which is something the entire world can relate to recently, huh? Well, in Plague Incorporated, your job is to not save humanity, even though they released a cute, clever DLC for this, but rather the main game consists of condemning humanity to death, with a plague, of course. You'll get to create your own lethal virus, and you will have to spread it to get the whole world infected. Those poor video game bastards. They have no idea what's in store for them. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We're going to leave you with another video on top of the screen that I know you'll love.